Hey,
Hey, everybody.
yeah, I almost started that long video again. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, nope, it's stopping. Leave it alone.
Hmm,
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing tonight? Well, guys and gals, I guess. I don't want to be rude.
right?
Got everybody in the house tonight. It looks like.
Oh
From
yeah. Oh
now
wow.
from now on, we're gonna start just only going live on Base Wars page, so it won't be live on my Facebook page anymore, except for what I share. And the same with Billy. Not that he really ever went live on his own personal page, but if you guys want to
Yeah.
watch it, Jordan, that video took forever,
Right. I would have thought he'd have been on the edge of his seat
right?
watching it, right? Because he sees most of those people, right? He was probably at most of those shows. Yeah,
It was a good video. It was definitely a good video for sure.
it was fun. I like watching them, right? He likes my hair, right?
David, Jimmy for Prez, whatever. No, I don't think so. I would fuck this country up with my opinions.
I see we got Carl Reuter in the house. Carl is he's in Pensacola, where we're gonna be this weekend.
Yep, Carl watches every one of our shows. What show are we on tonight, sir? Speaking of which,
I
what
think this
number?
is 82.
80?
If I numbered it right, it's 82.
Is it
If I
really? I
numbered
thought
it
it was
wrong, it's
84.
83.
I thought it was
Huh?
like 84, 85.
Oh Lord knows, I probably screwed up again.
I
Let me
mean, you
see.
probably know.
Let's see here. No, I don't. I don't know. I guess at it every time.
What's up, Brian? How are you? Jamie Brotowski. Brodowski.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is 80. Oh. Yeah, this is 82. It's 82.
Well, for our big 100, we're going to have to do something special. Figure out, something big, woo, whatever. Maybe have some special guest on for our 100.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise or somebody.
Well, you're
Yeah,
friends
yeah. No,
you're friends with him,
I'm
so I
not.
don't think that'll happen.
Do I know?
I said neither one of us are friends with him, so I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think he's heard of us?
I can only hope.
We'll just have to get Dan Current. Then he's pretty popular.
We always have Dan do a giveaway for the 100. Well, that's always a possibility.
Hey, we do have a we got 13 extra trophies now, right?
Well, we could do something fun.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why didn't he?
There's a couple reasons. One,
He
it
didn't
was
have his
really hot.
earbuds.
I lost my earplugs. And then, dude, guess what else I did? Is I went off and left my other earplugs. They also known as AirPods, I guess. Noise canceling, really cool things. Went off and left them in the hotel. $200. Oh, I'm so mad. But yeah. I wish I had gotten that demo. He's in the mid 60s.
I'm sure he is. He's on Team Ain't Loud.
We
It's
so
almost
I was
like
sitting
a
there.
requirement
I
for
was
that
sit-
team.
I was sitting there with Robert, and he was going through the lanes, one of the orgs, and when it hit, everybody looked to see what it was. Yeah, it was loud.
Right. Absolutely. 165. Very nice, Brian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's loud. That's loud, man.
Very loud. Very loud.
Mm.
I
I
tell you,
saw at the Mecca finals there was a guy that posted up. I think did a 185. I could be wrong, but I think it's either 184 or 185. RP was his name. I don't know him. I just saw a post on Facebook.
RP, yeah, he
And
did. It was like, I think that's a We were talking about that in the team chat earlier because I was talking about it as well. Somebody corrected me. That's a year-old post. He's doing probably 86, 87 by now.
Okay. Well,
Remember, all them scores that you're seeing from RP are on AGM batteries. He's
I just
switched.
saw a post that I thought it was from. Well, hey, Steve Herman's here.
We
Steve
got Steve Barber in the house too. Oh, what up, Steve?
right. Hey, Steve Herman was there. He did a 60. I guess right there, 61.
61, yeah. Steve killed it this weekend for sure. He's a teammate. Him and the rest of Directronics actually killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it this
Electronics
weekend.
people got it going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a 184.
He's running C-Max now, see?
Let me just tell you something. 184 is like 3 levels higher than loud.
That's
There's
retarded.
loud, then there's that.
Yeah.
Right?
I would have no part of it.
What does it take to get in the 80s? I have no idea. I don't know.
Years and years of dedication.
Carlos, what does Carlos do?
Carlos, I think he did something. It was in the 70s.
Maybe he did 83, I think, right?
81, 82, I think. I don't know.
He can steal that. I mean, how?
83. That's what Steven said. Yeah, it's just
that is. It's like
crazy.
You're doing something to get to a 60. If you get to a 60, dude, that is on point. I mean, not everybody gets there. And then there's those guys that do these 65s, right? And that's like you're a champ. You're a champ if you're doing 65s, right?
So not necessarily anymore.
No, you are. You are definitely a champ if you're doing 65s. All right. And then you got these 85 guys. I'm like, where did they come from? What planet did they come from? Right?
Them are the old school guys that's put in years and years of testing and tuning and tweaking. And I mean, the same thing we say all the time. Test, test, test. And when you think you're done, test some more and then tune and tweak and test and tune and tweak and test. And I mean, it's an ongoing battle. People don't understand just because you have your build set up perfectly, you believe perfectly right now, and you switch recones, you switch subs, everything, you got to do it all over again. And I mean, a lot of people forget them little small steps and they think, okay, well, my system's here. And if I put these subs in, it'll stay the same. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
Well, I don't know how quickly Steve got that van to that 61, but I know Brian has been, I mean, since I've been watching him play with the van, he's picked up 3 decimals slowly, And I don't know that he's changed equipment. It's probably just testing and tuning. I'm not sure, but but golly, man.
Well, I mean, you can ask anybody that has world titles, whatever, it's all about the testing. They put in hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of testing.
Right.
I mean,
boy, I can't believe those people aren't dead. Can you imagine their neighbors?
Well, they don't sit when it gets that loud. They don't sit in it no more. I mean, they're smart about it. They like bolt the doors shut, and they sit on the outside with a cord and just do it from the outside.
Right. See, that's just pretty dang strong right there.
And yeah, he did that this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just testing. I mean, seriously. Tweaking and tuning and testing. A lot of people just don't want to put in the time and the effort to do that. They want somebody else to do it for them.
Right. Yeah. Well, I haven't really ever done it for SPL like that, but SQ we used to, refine an install and refine the axis of a tweeter to try and make a stage a little wider. That's what I kind of know about, but. So I'm sure it's the same thing with this.
It is. I mean, just hours.
Put a piece of tape here. Oh, that tape didn't work. Take it back off and try something else. Man, yep. I can't imagine.
Put one piece of deadener on, test with it, without it, test here, take a piece of panel off, test here, test here. I mean, yeah, it's hours. I mean, people don't realize, like, we'll just say with the CRXs. Everybody thinks the CRXs get loud, which they do, don't get me wrong. But there's some CRXs that are just retardedly loud, and then you got some that are right here in the middle. And it's just because of the hours and the time that that guy has put in to push it to that people forget. Take a back piece of plastic off, test it, see if you gained or you lost with it. Take this piece off, if you gained or you lost with it. When you go to put sound deadener on, just don't sound deaden the whole car. Put one piece on. Did you gain? Did you not gain? Okay, put a piece over here. Did you gain? Did you not gain? I mean, all them little tints and the hours and the time that it takes, people forget about that. And
I saw Mel, I saw a post from you. I don't know where I saw it, but I'm pretty sure I saw a post from you this weekend. What does he have? What does Mel have? He says it's small. Does he really mean like 1018s or right?
It depends on which vehicle we're talking about.
I think I saw that it maybe was like a Trailblazer. Does he have one of those? I saw a picture post of the vehicle, but
I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Seems like it was a Trailblazer, but I could be. Street 1,000 watts. What kind of vehicle? What was it, dude? To do any kind of number with 1,000 watts is pretty amazing.
You test until you get no more gains with one thing, and then you move to another.
Yeah. Okay. And explore.
Yeah. Another cheater vehicle.
Hey, with 1,000. Hey, what kind of subs? I wonder what kind of subs you can run with 1,000 watts. But they're so power demanding nowadays. It'd have to be a really efficient sub, I would think. Unless that 1,000 is really like 10,000. It's like a B2 or something.
Could be. Absolutely.
Oh, Crossfire
Neos. That's why. But what? Hell yeah, Crossfire.
But are they efficient? Are they pretty? Do they take a lot of power? I mean,
I haven't run any of the Neos yet, so I can't honestly answer that. I'm sure Mel can, but I'll tell you my opinion on Crossfire right now is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan of as well. What does he mean? Compact V2s? What company is that?
Sundown.
Sundown? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Sundown.
Sundown does really well. And I like Crossfire. And those two. I mean, absolutely. A lot of people run Sundown.
I mean, there's a lot of different companies out there, We all have our personal favorites, and it is what it is. But
actually, I don't
compact the Sundown Compact Neos, I will say, right now, are probably the most efficient SPL winning sub there is out there.
So,
and maybe I'm wrong by saying that, and I'm sure some people are going to yell at me in this chat and private message me later on, whatever. But when it comes right down to it, I would say most championships are won with them subs right now.
So, the people that compete with you, what do you think? What's the top, say, 4 brands that you see running across the lane up there where you are?
Right now, where I'm at, I would say probably Sundown, Crossfire, Untouchable Sounds, and the last one I would just say kind of varies, really. I mean,
Scar's really popular down here.
I see some Scar builds, but not a whole lot up here.
We see a lot of them down here. Here.
Well, probably I would have to say the last one would probably be DB Drive. There's a lot of DB Drive down here.
So down here we have lots of Scar, right? Not a lot of Crossfire. A good bit of Sundown, I guess. Used to see a good bit of DD, but not in the last little bit.
DD
People
for the
are
last
switching
couple
from
of
DD
years.
to
Yeah.
And
DD
then
has
we
faded
got
away for the last couple of years, for sure.
we got this guy down here, Joey Semino. Do you know Joey? He does Brutal Sounds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And,
Well, I don't personally know him, but I do know him. Yes.
Well, so you can just almost count on, man. Nobody comes with his stuff. Takes second. They usually take first.
I mean, there's quite a few brands I could mention down here, but I mean, what I'm thinking, run in the lanes is the numbers that I mentioned.
Right. Now, when this kicker thing comes out, I don't know if there will be any other subs in the lanes.
Kicker will definitely come back in the lanes strong.
I don't know. That's
all I'm going to say.
What I think, but I've ran kicker since I was 12 years old, so I just like the brand. You know,
it's hard to beat Jacob though. I mean, honestly, and I love kicker as well too, but the time, the money, and the R&D that Jacob puts into his equipment is almost
I have never ran with
kicker.
I've never had.
I would say the R&D and the money and just the dedication that he puts into every subwoofer that comes out.
Well, I think personally,
Jacob
right now,
Fuller is amazing.
As far as the competition, you know, I think Sundown kind of reigns. They just got the most out there, and I got nothing bad to say about the product at all because it seems pretty awesome, right? I just haven't used it. I don't know.
No, I was I still am. I've always been a fan of Sundown. I run Sundown for Life's webpage on Facebook. You know, I've ran Sundown my whole life for I say my whole life, for probably the last 7 years. Sundown is very, very efficient, amazing.
I mean, they're out there, man. They're alive.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, Jacob's a very smart businessman, and he puts the time and R&D into everything.
Yeah. I went up there to the Sundown show. They invited, or I asked them if I could come, and then they said I could. So I don't know if you consider them inviting me or I invited myself. But so we went up there and did that show. And so I went to the place and I walked around there and looked at it. You know, it's a big place. It's neat. I didn't really spend a lot of time with Jacob. I don't know him real well. Actually, I spent most of my time with Jordan, and you know, we were just kind of hanging up there. So I wasn't really with anybody from DD for the most part. So I didn't get all the ins and outs. Travis, I saw Travis out there. Travis Young,
absolutely.
He showed me a little bit, and so anyway, it was cool. It was neat. And Chris Monson, I had to ask him. He didn't invite me. I'm be clear about that. I asked him if I could come back up and spend a little time with him building subs, you know, just to see and do. And he said, sure. So I need to get back on that.
I told you I'd go back up there anytime you come down here. I mean, I'm no Christopher Munson by any means.
Right. Well, I'm really going up there to try to beat him out of his CRX.
Not going to happen.
I got $10.
He's got probably at least 7 or 8 60-plus vehicles sitting in that driveway.
Yeah, I figured he wouldn't miss that.
Yeah, it's still not going to happen. I can't believe he sold Pigpen. I was actually pretty sad the day that he sold Pigpen.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't try to beat him out of his CRX. I don't really.
He wouldn't give it. He wouldn't give it up. At least,
but I would like to go back up there and do it. We talked about it. He said no problem. I just hadn't followed up.
He had to start getting rings for his toes because he has filled up every finger on every hand, even his thumbs.
Right. So here's an idea. Well, I probably shouldn't do this on this live, but so I got an idea, and an alternative to tag plates. Now, we got a lot of tag plates. We're not going to be changing.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But man, what about rings for first, second, and third? But not like those finals rings that was it. Does USAC does rings?
USAC, yeah.
Not like those. These would be a little bit cheaper, but they would be like baseball rings, right? But we have so many shows that I would think people
They get tired of that. Yeah. I think
That's what
I think they like the license plates better.
yeah.
The overall consensus that I hear down here is everybody really likes the license plate.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I didn't want to do them, and when I first did them, everybody was like raving them that they really liked them. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that. If I'd known, I've been doing it a long time ago because
Yeah,
they were a lot easier to make than the plaques and a lot cheaper to ship.
absolutely.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of incriminator down here. Rob Collar runs Incriminator, and a couple of those guys in Pensacola that hang with him, they run Incriminator. Trying to think, I don't know of anybody else down here runs Incriminator, but I know they do well. I know they do well.
We have a few down here that do. Plates are see, Jamie plate rings for finals, and Brian's like plates are dope. So
that would have to be. So I don't have a business where we go around and asking for sponsorships. Kicker and I have a deal with the tag plates and all that. I mean, with the tents and stuff, but we don't really have any sponsors for other little things like that. But for those rings, there would have to be a.
They reach out to Jocelyn and get them from Jocelyn. Is where USAC gets them.
We got 70 of them, and I'm not ordering. We will not have a finals where we don't have trophies on site. Don't do that again. No way. I'm fixing to be delivering trophies across the country, and I ain't setting myself up for that again.
Right? No, sir.
I'll be renting a van, and I'll be seeing all y'all. I hope y'all have some supper for me when I get there. Right? Be eating with all of y'all. Right? But yeah, rings would be cool, but I don't think I could afford 70 rings. Last year, I know you guys won't probably believe this, but those trophies are that some of you have, and some of them you're going to be getting soon. I'm probably in those at $4,000. You know, just
ouch.
And we're not a big org. We didn't have that many people like others. You know,
Four sponsors.
We got 70 trophies. You know, if we use all the classes, so that's a lot. Well, that's a lot for me, right? And we handmade them, so that was a lot.
Well, you guys did. Unfortunately, I had no help in that.
But I am open to ideas for trophies. I really am, because I need to start thinking about it right now.
Let's do some belts.
Yeah, I don't know how to make a belt.
Yeah, true. We'd have to hire out somebody, and we're not trying to do that. No. I love your surfboard idea that you had like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
That was now those I can make. Now that wasn't very difficult.
That was actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, I would be willing to do those. Those were like a tenth of the trouble of the ones that I made this last time.
I think they were they're pretty unique, but we don't want to copy the idea that you've already did. Obviously.
Well, I don't know that I could change them every year. You know, that's a lot of thinking. Right.
We have to start stepping our game up here, Billy.
Right. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The trophies we just did. Now, I did not come up with that. I say that again. There's another guy. His name's Clark Meredith. It was his idea, and he did lots and lots of the work, if not more of the work than I did on those trophies. And he probably did do more work. He assembled them and covered them. Right. I did most of the woodwork, except those last few where we got our wires crossed a little bit when he built them. But anyway, those trophies, that's going to be a hard act to follow.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Kicker gave us those baskets, and that made it cool, you know.
Well, I wish I would have looked at my message earlier.
DC Audio. Yeah, I don't see much of them around here either.
Well, there's DCs still running around. Absolutely. Not as much as there used to be, but I still see it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
I'm just curious if you know, because I've since I've done this, I've figured out that lots of the brands are kind of regional. You know, like if you come down here, you're going to see a lot of Scar. And that is just recent. You used to see DD, and Scar just flat out took its place around here. You know,
I mean, you do see, I don't know, a couple builds up here of Scar. Not a whole bunch, though.
I think I don't know. Is it a money thing? The difference between Sundown and Scar? I see some Sundown, but not nearly as much as Scar. So I'm just thinking, normally the cheapest stuff is what you got the most of.
Scar is cheap
for our people. Now,
Scar's
say
a
take
lot cheaper
DB Drag.
than
Yeah, so like they had the DB Drag, the Mecca finals, and all that stuff, which looked like it was a truly awesome show. Wish it could have went, but so those guys are. I'm gonna call them just total professionals at what they do, for sure. But what we do is we get a lot of the everyday people, let's call the
mom and pops,
the daily drivers, daily drivers, right? The majority of the do what we do. So they don't do what those guys do. So we don't have a lot of those. If Sundown is the upper end, if it costs more, we don't have a lot of that. So we just have a lot of the cheaper stuff here, I think.
I mean,
maybe different for your area and maybe different over on the East Coast. When I was over at the Sundown show, I saw so many brands that I had never seen before. I was like, what the crap is that? But
at bigger shows, you tend to see a lot of the other brands, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a mixed, I would say, up here. I don't know. I couldn't even give you a definitive answer on which brand is ran most up here because it's changed in the last couple of years. I mean, up here, I used to see a lot of Sundown and DD.
Mm-hmm.
Now DD's kind of scooted back way back here, and very many people run it.
Wonder why? What do you think happened?
I personally would say they haven't came out with any really great subs lately. And I believe DD's located in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think they're in Stillwater, actually.
So, I mean, it's not like they're not a local brand to me. I mean, that's not that far from me. But I don't know. I would say personally they just haven't ran enough equipment. New equipment, I should say. And maybe I'm wrong because I haven't really been keeping up with DD, but I can't say that I've seen any of their stuff flooding the market or anybody really running their stuff lately.
Yeah. Well, I used to never see Def Bonds, and now I see Def Bonds pretty regular now.
You're right.
That's what Brian. I think that's what Brian. I think Brian's doing Def Bonds.
I ran Def Bonds for years.
Hey.
I was like the biggest pusher up here in the Midwest for their company when they first came out.
I wanted to put a kicker decal on Brian's vehicle, but Robert wouldn't let me.
I've did that quite a few times up here. People are not looking. I'll just slap that kicker decal right on the back of their vehicle. There's the last couple of shows.
Jason Swain, he runs the Florida. I don't know exactly what all area he did. I don't know much about ISPL, but he runs ISPL in Florida. I know that. And I saw he had a kicker decal on his window the other day when I left.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, could be that too. See, I'd rather go through a dealer though, because if something wrong's with it, I can kind of go back and look them in the face. But truth is what's go wrong with a speaker? If it works when you get it, after you play a little bit, I mean, if it's not broke, it's not going to be broke unless you break it.
Most of the time, it's user error.
Yeah.
I would have to say so. Clipping or overpowering the sub. User error. Not like I know anything about that at all.
Right.
That's a lie.
Well, years and years of SQ, man. I never blew a sub. At 815, never blew a sub.
That's what I have right now.
Yep. Had kicker solo barrack, just plain solo barracks.
We should just put them back in there and run it.
Oh, that's those 12s. Yeah, man, I want to find me like a little prelude to put these 12s in. You know, a daily, and park my pickup.
Right. I was running a 7500 at half ohm per subwoofer, Brian. The 45. Well, I started from the 2700s and worked my way all the way up to the 4515s. But sorry, I'm kind of looking off to the left here. I'm waiting on somebody to respond to me here.
So we did this past weekend. I went down to bring some tag plates to Robert. I hope to bring him a tent, but so far we still have yet to get the tent tops. I've got 3 tents frames in the garage and have had them for a month, but no tent tops yet. It's getting frustrating. So I thought that I would be bringing Robert a tent top or a tent, and so I did not mail him tag plates. So last minute, still no tents. Now I can't mail them to Robert. So anyway, I went down to Slamfest and left my AirPods in the hotel room. But anyway, it was much smaller this year. They had more people, but the area that they had set aside for the audio got hijacked by Kiss, the band Kiss, because they rented a portion of the fairground that we were going to use for their parking. And so we lost, or Slamfest lost a large area. So we were all crammed in a much smaller place, and they had to turn people away because it just couldn't get anybody else in there.
Ouch.
And so that was a little bit frustrating for some people. Some people got turned away that, had pre-registered, but what can you do? You can't blame the Slamfest guys. It's the other people that did it to them, and they just did the best they could. But so anyway, so that was kind of,
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I think it was more than half the parking, Brian. Everybody was in the section that only the vendors were in last year. The whole audio show was in one section that vendors were in last year.
Wow.
So it was really loud too. A lot of stunt walls down there in Florida. And they're big.
Absolutely.
I mean, like where you feel the pain when you walk behind it. When you see that vehicle, you're like, I ain't walking behind that one. I'm gonna go in front of that one. Like, pardon me, I'm coming through your tent. You pull your pants up, I'm coming through. Kind of thing.
Dan Kern's coming down here. Oh no, you need to point that way. Thank you.
Right. Nah, man. These are 3 times the volume of Dan's, man. They hurt. They hurt bad. Some of them sound good. Some of them really need to learn what time alignment is. They obviously don't know. And what is the deal? And I won't go too far on this because we don't want to beat up on those guys. But y'all need to know that when it starts distorting, that doesn't mean it's loud. That means stop and back up a notch or 2. That's what that means. But a lot of people think that the distortion means it sounds good or it's loud. No, it sounds like dog dirt, and we hurt for it. Back up. They don't know.
Absolutely.
Cool. But they need to be educated. I think you should have to get a license to have a stunt wall. I think that's a good idea. You got to have a license to fish, right? Why not a license for a stunt wall?
So next weekend we're gonna have Steve in here for sure. Or next week. Sorry.
Next week.
Barber. Yes.
So next week, y'all, we got Steve Barber coming to hang with us.
Talk about the
fun
filled.
Yeah, here we go.
Talk about the fun-filled weekend up at Vegas, the CES aftermath, as I want to call it.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
It is.
Did you get
Right.
us a place to stay?
No, we have
No,
not talked about that at all.
I
We
guess
started to, and then we just forgot about it.
we just didn't do it. I guess we could bring a tent and pitch up on the sidewalk. Don't they do that? Is there homeless people there? We'll fit
There
right
was
in.
the last couple times that I've seen all down the.
Yeah, we'll fit right in.
Somebody setting off my ring camera. Sorry, guys.
Mm. Maybe it's your tag plates.
Nope, it's my wife.
Dang.
Not today. Not today. Hey, Robert, how are you, sir?
Oh, you're doing great. Yeah.
So, anybody got anything that you would like us to, I don't know, maybe talk about? Any concerns, worries, or complaints you have about us? Feel free to speak right now.
No. He's lying. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just talk about the good stuff.
We have no complaints, hopefully.
Mm.
Well, unless you're Dan.
I got one today.
Really?
It was bad. Mm-hmm.
Was it another Karen that
No.
It was a legit.
It was a legit complaint. I went to Savannah, Georgia, and I ran off and left. No,
sorry.
And I ran off and left my tag plates on my kitchen counter, right? And I'm 400 miles on the way there. Anyway, I did the show with no plates, and so I was supposed to mail them to everybody, and then there's this one person that's reached out to me a couple times, and I made his plate before we went to Sundown. I was supposed to see him at the Sundown show, and I didn't see him at the Sundown show. So it's been in the trailer, all that time, and I got reached out to again. I don't know, what it's 6 months down the road, the guy still don't have his plate. I feel kind of bad about that. So that's not really a Karen. That's somebody with a legit kind of a deal. It's embarrassing.
It happens.
Yeah. Let's talk about the folks who swear they're loud and then the meter hurts
all the time.
Yeah, you gotta be delicate with those folks because they won't come back.
Robert said he's still trying to get his voice from this weekend.
Oh man! So I'm telling you, it was so loud. I stand under the tent with Robert, and we'd have to yell. That's one of the things that I don't. That is my biggest gripe. Is I can't do business. Can't do business because of all that noise.
It happens. I mean, seriously, it does. It happens.
Every time I go down
there. Carl, the truth hurts. Yes, it does, sir. Yes, right. It does.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? That's why we have the demo dominator. They can play and they don't have to get on the meter and show that it's not loud. Right. Yeah.
You think that heat's bad, Brian? Go down to Scraping the Coast. My first time down to Scraping the Coast, it was like, I want to say 100 degrees out there and zero humidity. It was unbearable. We got nice, wet, I don't know, I want to say humidity up here. I can live with it. 100 degrees up here is like an 80-degree day down there.
And we never have 80. Our 80-degree days at Christmas time.
Crazy. Go down to Scraping the Coast on a really hot year. Well, I remember it was like 3 years ago, and they were still in the parking lot where they were putting all the demo guys. Ridiculous. That's all I gotta say is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. It's wet. You want showers.
I think I've seen quite a few people actually get sick that year.
Oh yeah, man.
The heat was a real thing. It kicked my butt.
The not a lot of people from here drink a lot of beer in the heat like that. Right? It's gonna be a bad day if you do that and you don't drink a water in between. You're gonna hurt later.
hmm Yeah,
It's just gonna happen.
and that was.
So-
I think that was the first year I was accepted to Team Notorious, and I got drunk as hell, so I had to pay for it Saturday morning, and it hurt. It hurt bad. That's all I'm gonna say. I was stupid. That mistake won't happen again.
well, I guess something to be said for this. You know, Brian, he's talking, it was hot there, right? But I don't even remember the heat. Don't even remember it.
Because it wasn't nothing compared
Well,
to
no, it was hot. I remember it. But like compared to here in the but they're humid too, man. I mean, they're worse than we are, right? Something I don't understand about Florida is when I go down there, I'm not leaving town without a shower, right? It's just not happening. And it's not that you sweat and stuff, but that's bad enough. But you got this stuff all over you. And like, so when I took a shower after that day, there was sand standing in the tub of the hotel.
The first year I went down to Louisiana for scraping the coast, my roommate that was with me was Jeremy Mott. They were all still asleep. I got up, I took my shower, I went downstairs to the casino hotel that we were in, and I went outside to go smoke a cigarette and call my wife. I went outside, had maybe a 10-minute conversation with my wife, and smoked a cigarette, and came back inside. Had to go back upstairs and take another shower. I was like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? It was
Well,
ridiculous.
check this out, man.
It was ridiculous.
We're fixing to experience this, and now I'm kind of used to it. But I remember the first time I went to Las Vegas, played pool, right? And we flew into there, and it's all cool. But when I stepped out those doors to where the cabs were, the heat. First time I had felt it. Oh my God, that heat! It felt like I was in an oven. It was so hot. But you don't.
Well, see, I normally go out there, and it's in January, so it's still cold. Well, they're cold.
This was in August. Yeah, this was in August. It's hot.
I couldn't do that. No, thank you. I'll stay with my 100-degree days down here with 50% humidity.
You don't like 100% humidity, huh?
No, sir. No, sir.
Well,
sorry, trying to read some of these comments here. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I bet you do, David. I couldn't do it. I don't know how you do it. No, sir. I don't know how you or anybody else deals with that all year long. No, thank you.
Well, one day I'm gonna move down there with Robert and him. I'm going to Florida, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Been saying it for years, but ain't too far from now.
How far is Florida from you?
I can be in Florida in 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours.
I think
But that's the Pensacola area, you know, right in the state line there.
I think Florida's like a 20-hour drive for me. It's ridiculous.
I every time I go down there, it's 8-10 hours when I go down to those shows down there.
Down to me?
No, down to where Robert knew, the Tampa area.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Robert lives over on the other coast, like in the Ormond Beach area. But most of the shows it seems like I've done has been in the Tampa area. John Kent must be from there because I do a lot of shows with him. And Melanie, I thought Melanie was. I know where Melanie's from because she's gotten me into shows from Jacksonville down to Tampa, and just a little bit south of Tampa. So I don't know exactly where she's at. She's in Daytona.
Absolutely,
Dan?
Robert. Where is Dan Current? Everybody
Oh, I
tag.
know where Dan is.
Everybody hit him up and tag him right
We
now.
probably better not talk about Dan tonight, man. It's probably not a good day.
He's probably getting beat up by Jason DeClue right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I bet Dan's MIA.
I would see Dan this weekend at Wake the Dead.
Yeah. How far is Wake the Dead for you?
6.5 hours. It's the same distance it is for you. Remember we talked about this. It was a halfway
I
point
don't
for us.
remember at all. But yeah, Ellie's in Jacksonville. Okay. Billy, what's up with the mic? It's loud, then low, then loud.
Yeah,
know.
it kind of dips a little bit in between. Not much, but a little bit.
I don't know. It's a fancy one. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with it. Right? I don't know. But
one day, Brian, I definitely plan on coming down there. Trust me. I don't know that I'm going to drive down there, but I'm coming down there. Oh, there's Dan Kurt.
Really?
What up, Pookie Bear?
Can't believe he'd be here.
Send him an invite. Let him join us if he would like to.
Yeah. How do I do that? Oh, yeah. I can't believe he's here, man. I thought he was busy.
No, his wife lets him breathe every once in a while.
I just didn't think she was going to let him breathe today. Uh-oh. Wrong link, Dan. Not that one.
Here, I sent it to him.
Okay. Hey, it's John. Yeah, I was telling him, John, that you came in a lot of shows down there.
Dan, you getting cool weather yet? No. Dan,
It snowed in Colorado, man.
I'm sorry.
I think.
Hush. Don't cuss at me like that.
You don't like snow?
No.
You don't like skiing to work?
No. It causes everybody up here to do twice the amount of work and still be able to do their normal job. So, no, I don't like snow at all. It's fun if you can visit it and go back home to the warmer weather. But if you have to live with it and deal with it, no. Absolutely not. And there's our guest.
Eating.
I'll kick him in. There we go.
Man, it says special guest. Now I'm disappointed. It's just me. Oh man, I think everybody just tuned out of that one.
What have you been doing?
Out here getting some goodies ready for Wake the Dead.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah, out here putting in a little work.
Oh.
I don't know how I can turn my camera around. Oh, I can't on this thing, can I?
No, sir.
Here, hold on. We'll leave it at that. Doing some minor upgrades.
What is that?
DD?
That's the stump wall.
Oh.
Well, the DD is actually coming out and getting upgraded.
You putting kicker in there?
Sony Explodes. All Sony Explode coaxials.
B2 audio?
I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to find out at Wake the Dead. But it's going to be sweet.
Be sweet like Danish.
Possibly. It'd be sweet, though. Oh, man. So what are you guys up to?
Not much.
I missed the whole first part of the show here.
And that was the best part.
Right?
It was
I know.
really good.
Well, now it all went downhill as soon as you brought me in. So, I mean,
Yeah, no, it was. Oh yeah, hey, look,
That's where
he
you're
may
wrong.
not be lying. He may not be lying. Have you ever heard Rogue Car Audio?
I've heard of them. I haven't. I can't say I've actually heard them.
No, I can't say
Yeah,
that
man,
I
they
ever
sound
have,
good.
truthfully.
No,
Well, they're
I've
pretty
heard
new.
of them, but I can't say
Yeah,
much about them because I really don't know much about them. So
I think they're pretty new, but yeah, they sound good.
Hey, Dan, you going to come up to Lucha's show on the 30th?
negative, Ghost Rider.
Why?
Because I got to save up, sir. We got Wake the Dead, and then we got SEMA. I ain't got all that Jimmy Pittman money. I can't just fly around the world, sir, whenever I want.
That's
Wait a minute,
not
hold on.
fair. Hold on now.
You fly.
I'm broke as fuck.
What do you mean fly?
I'm only flying to Vegas. I'm driving to all the other
Actually,
shit.
hold up. It's even more money because now he drives at what $350.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This shit is expensive as hell.
we've been cheaper to fly at this point.
So, how far are you from Lucha's show, Dan?
About 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh no, man. So see, I can come to your place, and man, you can drive over there in the morning. That morning.
I'll tell you what. If Billy shows up at my house, I'll go to the show.
Well, I kind of plan on being at your house. That was the
I
plan.
would.
You invited me on TV a couple weeks ago.
I'd have invited you on like 16 different episodes and on Messenger
Right.
and on Facebook comments and about
Yeah.
everywhere else. I mean, do I need to do like John Robbie and them and have a plane fly
No.
over with a banner?
No,
You know,
hey, that would be cool.
Yes.
Right?
Good,
But,
good, absolutely.
But yeah, so that might be the plan. I'll even help you with gas money.
I'm gonna pull up a Lucha show in the daily with nothing in it, just to make Lucha bad.
But I only want to go so we can take the is it Nissan,
the-
right?
Demo Dominator.
Yeah.
Oh, the turd box. This turd.
I'll bump on the way over there.
I'll tell you right now, this is about the most uncomfortable thing. It's good for about 2 minutes of demo. After that, she ain't comfortable no more.
That's
I
not
ride a,
just fine.
Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy doesn't count. Jimmy can fit. He's like, extra medium size. So he can fit. But us bigger guys, I can tell you our road trips in this thing suck.
Are you telling me that the speaker box encroaches on my comfort?
I blame Butter Barton 100%.
No.
Dang.
Yep, I tried. I drove this truck up to Hunter to have it measured. Like I drove it to Iowa. And when I drove up there, I was comfortable. I had the seat kicked back because I do that. I got to stretch the arm out lean when I drive, the gangster lean. That's my spot. So I had to measure him. He measured it like 4 different times and kept making me move the seat forward each time. And I'm like, man, come on, man. He's like, well, man, you're trying to fit 421s in this thing. I said, I don't care. I'm trying to fit me in the thing.
That's pretty important.
And yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, but I mean, I done drove it about everywhere you can drive it. We done been Carolina and everywhere else, Florida, Mississippi.
Yeah.
But if
About
he still
everywhere in the
has a
world.
windshield, he hasn't turned it up.
Well, we're gonna see what happens at Wake the Dead,
I bet you won't.
and it might actually be getting driven to Vegas, which I'm really dreading. I am not looking forward to that if it happens. I'd much rather fly, but I can't afford to have it shipped out there. So
Will you drive
it might be
mine?
getting drove. What's that?
Will you drive my vehicle while I fly out?
Give me that trailer. I'll drive it. I'll throw the Armada on the trailer. You can demo the Armada.
Right. You probably get 10 miles a gallon that way.
Shit, I
Right. I probably get better gas mileage driving the Armada than I would towing the Armada. So.
Yes,
No
especially
doubt.
with my truck. Hell, my truck sucks towing.
Oh man. Yeah, everybody said build a wall. It'll be fun, It might be fun, not when you're a big guy.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and it's just kudos to me, I guess. I built a truck that's over in Alabama right now, over in the Mobile area with 221s, and I told that guy, I said, sit in there and get comfortable. And when he did, I worked around that.
That's what I tried. But when you're trying to fit 4 of them in the airspace, and then I gotta say, I can't really blame Hunter for it all because I left a lot of room in the back because I didn't want to shortchange myself
Yeah,
for the
we just
amp rack and the stump wall and all the other crap back there. I didn't want to have that problem of, okay, we built the box now. Where are we going to put all this stuff? Because I've seen that problem arise many, many times. You're so focused on the box, and you get done and realize you just took up every square inch of space in your vehicle. Now you have nowhere to put anything.
Like your knees.
So I was, well, yeah, that's the part that got left out. The sacrifices we make for base. What can I say?
Right.
not all of us.
Hey, yeah, yours is comfortable.
You
And
don't really
Neil's is a
count.
little midget too.
Right.
But Jimmy's scared to drive. Is
I'm driving it this weekend.
Oh, you coming to Wake the Dead this weekend, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure Mama didn't, put them in her purse or something.
We spooning this weekend. We already talked about this.
I know that's what we said, but I know Mama might have changed her mind. And
Mama said. No,
David Bryant says, get a bus and be done. Yeah, I agree. I need one.
I'm definitely coming this weekend, hopefully.
Definitely coming, hopefully. Hold on. What is this? Definitely coming, hopefully. Is that the disclaimer at the end of that?
Well, obviously, I am driving
Yeah,
that vehicle. As long as my vehicle drives up and back, then no problem. I will be there.
Your vehicle got about a third of the miles of mine on it and ain't been
Hey.
based out like mine. You'd be just fine.
What town is this show in?
Searcy, Arkansas. It's a stoplight.
You're 6.5 hours away, Billy. Just like I am.
Yep, there it is. Huh. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Literally halfway.
Literally, yeah. Google middle of nowhere, and it'll take you right to it.
Well,
I tell you, the only thing about doing these upgrades at night sucks because I really want to try this thing out. I don't think my neighbors will think too highly of me,
right.
No.
especially not the one like right across the street there.
Yeah, that old guy that lives across the street with that dog. No.
They cool, but they old. But I don't think they're going to enjoy the stunt wall at
No.
10:30 at night when I get this thing finished.
That'd be all right. Try it.
I bet you
I mean,
won't
we all
turn it
know-
on right now.
I will say we all know what it sounded like before, and it was pretty annoying. But we're tripling the power, so now I got all kind of goodies to point right at Jimmy. It shows at the tent.
I will
Jimmy, it's
unhook
8 hours.
RCAs. I will
8 hours.
unhook RCAs. See, everybody
Oh,
doesn't understand that Dan Current loves to leave his keys in the vehicle, and I will go demo it full tilt while he's not around.
I do. I leave it running all day. It's
And
insured.
How
All I
many
got to
times
say is
have
if it
you caught me
disappears,
in your
make it go
vehicle?
away. What's that?
I said, how many times have you caught me in your vehicle while you wasn't there?
I didn't catch you. I know you was there.
Mm-mm.
I can always tell.
I go turn it up. That's why.
Yeah, Jimmy,
Well, I'm
it's
gonna
8
let
hours,
Billy
Jimmy.
demo it if we have to go to Lucha's show. If Billy shows up, I'm gonna let Billy demo it. Billy gonna have
Yeah,
to
I'll do
demo a vehicle all day.
I'll do it. I'll give me a Dan
I'll
Current
do-
hat.
I'm gonna be over there talking smack to Luch the whole time. I'm gonna let Billy just shut him down with the truck.
All weekend long. Let Billy shut him down. That would be pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, so what did I miss in the first half of the show? Can I get like a quick recap? Anything good? What I miss? Jimmy get naked?
No,
No naked.
no.
Absolutely not. And no, you'll
Oh,
have
you
to
missed a good video.
So I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
Do it on YouTube. I'm trying to get up some viewers on there, right?
We need that like and subscribe and follow button on YouTube. Everybody hit us up. Come on.
Right. 'Cause,
Ain't that how they
when,
do
when
that?
Facebook likes to ask me, I like to have somewhere else to go. Right.
Yeah. You and Zuck don't get along.
Yeah, it happens.
It did.
When you play somebody else.
Only took once. Learn
Background.
my lesson. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it caught that. Like just it being in the background with everything else that was going on. It
Well,
still
hold
caught it.
on. He was playing the whole concert at his back screen. And
Oh,
the
no,
music.
Yeah, but you would think with a whole 2/3
Yeah.
of the screen taken up by him, it would have took enough
No,
of the
that
data
was,
out
that
of the
was
video.
YouTube that did that. That was YouTube that did that.
Ah,
Yeah, no. Facebook got me for being obscene at that Harley shop. But they didn't take the video down.
you dirty, dirty man, you.
Right?
Somebody
And how
tagged.
dare I talk about bass at a Harley Davidson shop?
I know, right?
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 I'm rude.
So, but yeah, so now I will always have another spot other than Facebook. And it's not going to be too long. I'll be working on a website. Not going to be too long. We'll be able to just stream it there. And we'll play all the AC/DC videos we want to.
Y'all tune in. Basewars.onlyfans.com. Subscribe
Right.
now.
You know, they made it to where we can't get naked there anymore. So might as well just talk about bass.
I mean, is Topless still good? I mean, because I'm
I
down.
mean, can y'all still pay me $50 a minute?
Hang on.
Topless would be good. Right?
I mean, there's money involved, you know.
I mean, if it helps, I mean, let's do this.
I got stuff I got to pay for here.
Right?
Gas $3 a gallon.
What do y'all
Actually, about
expect
$3.80 a
from
gallon.
Right? It's $2.99 down here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I got to run premium in this
Okay.
turd.
I paid $3.60 when I was in Florida for diesel.
Robert, I got banned once for saying give him a twisted dick.
Ridiculous.
Twist that dick. Give it a twist of the dick. I think I actually remember the head post. It's kind
So
of funny.
who's all going to that show the weekend? This weekend's Wake the Dead.
Everybody.
Everybody.
It seems to be it's like a pretty big show.
The only person not going is Duncan. Duncan's out.
Was he working?
Nah, they're having a baby shower and some other stuff for the grandkids. So I'm like, man, come on. You knew when the show was. You suck.
Hey, man, I could bring his truck for him.
That's what Drew said.
I think Drew's actually bringing it out to Vegas for SEMA. So I think that's in the works.
That I don't want to do, but
Yeah.
but I
Well,
could make it 8 hours maybe.
You're going anyways. Sorry.
Oh, I said I'd love to get the truck out to Vegas for SEMA, but we were going to do it 1 year and it was going to just ship it out there for CES. I was going to have it just hauled, pay a transporter to bring it out.
I've seen too many horror stories. Like
Hey,
2 years
long, I know I was going through like full insured. If something went wrong, rebuild was paid for. But
I remember 2 years ago, one guy tried to ship his vehicle out there. Somebody got pulled over, and then they did a vehicle inspection, and they smelled weed in somebody's vehicle and held them up for like a week and a half.
Mm.
So, I mean, poor guy didn't even get his vehicle for the CES show that weekend.
I remember that. Man, all right, there's been a few, but you know what? Like I said, my thing is, as long as they're insured and bonded and all that good stuff, like I'd be cool with it. I feel a lot better with them tearing my truck up than something falling off on it, 20 hours away from the house.
Yeah, but just imagine paying to have your vehicle at a show that it never shows up for.
Oh, I'd be pissed then. But
Yeah,
That happens.
I'd at least get my shipping money back, and they're gonna bring my truck back. I mean, I'm still gonna go out to Vegas and have fun either way. But
right, he did.
it's just it kind of takes the fun off when you got to set aside 4 days of travel. Like you got to take 2 days off to get there because you ain't pulling that straight through. That's from here. It's 24 hours with no stops.
It's about a 19 and a half to 20 hour drive just straight through.
Right.
Wow.
Nobody wants to pull that off, especially not in this thing. There's no way. I mean, like I got to make every 3-4 hour stops just to stretch because this thing sucks.
Hell, I'm old. I got to go pee every 3 hours.
I do the trucker trick. I know how to use a jug. We're good. But
well, I can do that if I'm by myself. But when you have 2 or 3 other people with you, you can't do that.
Hey, y'all turn around for a minute. That's it.
I tell you what, I'm proud to tell y'all that I don't mind. I'll just stop.
I'll pull over on
I
the
ain't
side
that
of the
big a
road,
hurry.
open my door right there.
I'm not in that big a hurry. Right. I might even stop for a candy bar.
That's where me and my wife get to be anymore. It's like, no, we'll stop. It's easier. But I will tell you, stopping at the roadside places like the truck stops, the bathrooms are so much cleaner than going to the big truck stops. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Dude, truck stop
The
bathrooms
rest
are
stops.
nasty,
I'm
man.
sorry. The rest stops are so much cleaner than going to the truck stops. So much cleaner. I mean, we have found that out, and me and my wife will actually stop at rest stops to go to the bathroom there versus going to a truck stop because truck stops are nasty most of the time.
Yeah. Florida has really nice roadside parks. They're
Here
all
as
really
well.
yeah.
Have a nice night, Brian. Thank you.
But I tell you what, when you get so far west, you better have full tank of fuel. You better have full
You
tank
got to
of fuel.
stretch between
Because
stops.
you don't
Yeah.
know. I know when I went out to New Mexico, there was 150 miles. I didn't see no gas station.
Honestly,
had a
that's like
cell
my
phone
biggest worry
service.
driving this thing out there. Ain't even so much the gas; it's if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine the tow bill back from Vegas. Yeah, I need this thing towed from Nevada.
Rent a U-Haul truck and pull it up in there. Not a truck and a trailer, a U-Haul truck.
Oh
a
no,
moving
I
truck.
tried that once.
Vladimir,
Yeah, I tried that
2
once.
years
U-Haul
ago.
wouldn't even rent me the dolly or nothing.
Don't you remember 2 years ago when Vladimir did that? They took that U-Haul truck and drove that shit right in the back of it and took it to Slamology.
Yep. If this would fit.
Wow. If it fits, it ships.
If it fits, it ships.
Absolutely. Stop that, Dan.
Right.
I know. I still got a whole bunch of stuff to change out. The night is young.
Come on. Turn around. Let's go. Go to work while we talk. Let's see you go to work. Come on.
All you're going to hear is impact gun. I had to mute the mic.
Right. So what are you changing? You took what out and what are you putting in?
He can't say.
So wait, today we're changing the stunt wall, upgrading, triple the power.
I just saw what kind of speakers you said Sony.
Sony Explode coaxials. Yeah, we're doing Sony Explode coaxials.
They don't make those anymore.
But they be sweet.
I special ordered
like Danish. Them coaxials be sweet like Danish. That's all I'm gonna say.
See, and is she gonna be there too?
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Mama.
Everybody say hey.
Is she bringing her car?
They want to know if you're bringing a car to Wake the Dead.
We're live, Jackie, with everybody. She's gonna kick your ass.
What is
straighten her out later.
Does Midwest require
all the factory
visors?
Yes, all the factory everything. Yes, sir.
Hey, at least they're not debating.
Don't have that.
Like hey, at least they're not debating whether or not you had a rear windshield wiper, Steve. I was there for that nightmare.
Or a gas lid.
Gas lid, or whether a rear windshield wiper was factory.
It was factory or not.
So
when you got beat by like 60 feet.
Hole for it.
Yeah.
Or ghost amplifiers.
Ghost amplifier.
Yeah, that's happened.
Now I'm gonna get me one of them Harrison amplifiers, the drag queen. You ever seen them, Billy? They made these things back. It was 15, 20 years ago. It was like the ultimate cheater amp. It was an amp with basically a giant battery bank built into the amplifier.
So Nate Diaz made them?
No, it was Harrison Labs or something like that made these things.
Yeah.
And they made it about one season before every org out there banned them because they weren't really amplifiers, so to speak.
Yeah.
They could just basically make one really nasty tone.
Yes.
And it, like I said, they had a whole battery bank inside. Like it had like 8 batteries in the amp. Inside the amp. When you open the amp up, it was full of batteries.
How big was the amp?
They were chunky.
Yeah. Wow.
But they were nasty. I mean, the things would do. I mean, you could wire them down to like quarter ohm because, like I said, it wasn't a true amp. It was some weird Frankenstein creature. But it could do like 20K.
Dang.
And back then, that was just unheard of.
Yeah,
Like I said, now, could you play music on this thing?
500 watt amps were big.
You're
back
showing
then.
your age, Dan.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That was back in the
Yeah,
early
Steve
90s.
just said, yeah, he did a video on him. Only now, I wish he would have had the batteries to go in it because I really wanted to see him bench one. He did a video on him. Somebody sent him one. Big D, Williston
D.
Labs.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go check that out. I've never seen a Big D video before, but
Wait till he takes it
seen-
apart and it opens it up. Without the batteries in it, you'll be like, where is this 20K worth of amp?
Exactly.
There's nothing in there.
There's nothing. It's like the board's about this big.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah,
in it.
the
It just had
amplifier
this
is like
massive like hybrid
this.
cap
It's an
batteries
oscillator.
that went in it and made a
60
buck
hertz
ton
had
of
to be
raw,
done, huh?
dirty power.
120 hertz, or they just changed it.
I don't know. I think you could pick a tone to go in it. It would generate the tone you sent, but I mean, you weren't going to play a song on the thing.
I got you.
No, sir.
Interesting.
But
There
they
goes
were
my idea.
definitely different, to say the least. And like I said, they made it about 1 year, one season, and every org came out and just said no. 5 batteries in series, yeah.
What wonder what voltage those batteries were. I mean, was this like 10 volts to where you series them up to 60 volts to get some rail voltage, or 15 volts, or was it?
I want to say they were 12-volt
Five to get
batteries,
to-
but they were like small 12-volt batteries or something. I don't even remember.
You series 5 of them, you had 60, 70 volts, which is what amps did back then.
Right?
Dan's screen froze there.
I'm back.
Mhm.
My fat finger's trying to push comments buttons and stuff here.
Right.
I think it was more of a welder than an amp.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Absolutely.
We used to weld with the
100%.
US amps.
Yeah.
They were made of
It was the
Dangerous.
voltage that was being put out was dangerous. That's all I'm going to say. Dangerous.
We
No,
need
like I
rail
said, yeah, I
voltage.
mean they were unheard of for the power at the time. There was nothing that could even remotely come close to the pulse power these things could do. But all the orgs got together and said, "No, that's not an amplifier. You can't run it."
It wasn't an amplifier, so I agree with them on that.
It took a tone and amplified it. It was an amplifier.
Well, if it made one signal bigger, technically, I guess it was an amplifier.
It was an amplifier. But all the orgs, because it had batteries inside the amp and it had so many things that were not even heard of to fall in the rule book, the org just had a meltdown about them.
Absolutely.
Y'all, what is up with people, man? They want me to have a real rule book. I'm like, but we don't have any rules.
No.
Why do they want that? Why do they want to be pinned down? I don't get it.
There's 10 other orgs out there that got real rule books. Go try one out.
Just
We
like
have base wars.
Just like
Why do
Steve
they-
Herman always talking about clamp classes. Go run Midwest SPL. We don't care about clamp classes.
We're gonna have clamp classes for Steve Herman because we like Steve Herman.
No, we
It's gonna
don't.
be a year, Steve. But
No.
we're gonna have.
Jimmy
Have
will
one
never
clamp
be
class just
clamp
for
class.
Steve.
No.
No. When I do the SQ stuff, I'm gonna do some clamp classes.
SQ.
Yeah, Base Wars is gonna have SQ, not Base Wars, but Base Wars.
Base Horse.
It'll be SQ Wars. It won't be base wars then.
SQ Wars.
Yeah. It's
Sponsored
probably not
by
gonna be
Taylor
called
Fade
SQ
Gardner.
because I don't really like that.
by T Fade in the
Sponsored by
house.
T-Fade.
Right? Yeah, no, man. I wrote the rule book a year ago. I've already got classes, a score sheet. You guys probably seen it. Matter of fact, score sheet.
Whoa, did you
Look
just
up.
say you wrote a rule
the back
book?
of the rule
I know,
book.
man.
Huh?
There's that rule book
the
thing.
Rule book.
Yeah.
It's gay.
Yeah.
I want to know
Anyway,
when we're going to write a rule book for stunt wall classes, but you ain't wrote one of them yet.
Yeah, I'd like to write one.
Cannot park within 300 yards of the tent.
Right? Yeah. Right. Well, see, that's actually my thought is I think if you like the class, you're technical, right? And SQ guys are very technical. I think y'all be friends.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. The SQ guys would hate the SPL guys. 100%. And the SPO guys would think they're loud and would be able to come in and stand like this. But when it came right down to it, they'd be down here while the SPL or the
As long as they have fun standing like that, then it's okay.
Hey, I get a lot. Like, I enjoy going, like, when we go to finals, like USAC finals or Unified finals and all that. And they have all the SQ guys in their section over there. I enjoy going through there because you get to see so much. Right, but you get to see so much different, unique stuff with the builds that you don't see on an SPL build. You know, moving amp racks that pop out in layers, and speakers in places you would have never imagined speakers going, but it's also clean and
cool?
I got a lot of admiration for those guys because they spend 10 times longer to build a car that does a 139 than we spend to build something that does a 170.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it's about the overall build. It's about how it sounds,
the level of detail in the build. I mean, yeah, SQ is great at soundsman. I get more admiration out of the work that goes into those builds because some of them are just incredible.
It reminds me of the old SPL builds back in the early 90s, though, because that was a requirement. Your vehicle had to look as good as it sounded.
I'll tell you this.
And people today have forgot about that, and they
are enjoying competition that most of the people nowadays are not. And here's what I mean: you take your vehicle, Steve's vehicle, pick another one, David Bryant's vehicle. When y'all park, y'all know who's going to be loudest. You know who's going to win. You know you're getting the first, second, third, or you're not getting a trophy, right? You know already. But in SQ, it's not that way.
No, me and Dan have never metered ours.
Well,
I can follow that class, Dan.
if you pay attention, you would know. You would know who's going to be louder. You don't need them. I mean, you know who's going to win. But the SQ guys, they're not like that. You don't know who's going to win, and
there's so much
genuine competition
to an extent. But then again, SQ has a lot of beef and drama because it is so
subjective.
What's the word? Objective. Yes.
Subjective. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
and you've got, who knows the judges, who's buddy, and everybody. No matter who wins, there's more drama in the SQ world. Than
and even if it's not that, which I will call that is
normal
BS kind of stuff, right? But literally, what I think, if I'm a judge and Jimmy a judge and you're a judge, we may like the way something sounds differently. And as good a job, in my opinion, that Steve Stern has done trying to create a even playing field for the SQ and getting the judges to like the same thing kind of deal, it's still subjective. I like mine a little bassier than, say, some people. So you got to know what judge is getting in there. And so, you might get scored 100 this weekend, and then next weekend you go to another judge and he don't like bass at all.
Right, he may not like the song selection. You know what I mean? Or,
and the car that beat you last week didn't beat you this week, or vice versa. And there's no changes, just the judges, and that's a hard thing to overcome. That's why it's so difficult. That's why what we do with the meter is nice because it's not.
It's definitive. It's definitive. But, there is a number. You won or you didn't win, and that's it.
We know who's going to win when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a little frustrating, I would think. That's why, for me, I often don't put the.
I don't know about that one because you guys have so many different classes, first of all. So, all right, we pull up. Steve Herman pulls up with his van. I pull into the lanes. We're, in the same class, just for example here. Yeah, Steve Herman's van could clearly, I make no bones about it, hit that meter and probably blow my shit out of the water. But it's also like drag racing. Shit goes wrong. That's why I'm a big fan of the music average classes because that leaves that little what if, the 30, 60, 90 second average classes. because things go wrong. You could pick the wrong song. Your stuff could skip. You could leave your Bluetooth on in the middle of the run and somebody make a phone call.
Oh,
There's
yeah. That
so
happens.
much stuff that can go wrong in the middle of an music average run. That's why I enjoy running them and watching them because, all right, in burp classes, yes, you have a pretty good idea of who's going to win unless something goes wrong. They pop a sub. But, I mean, a lot of times guys in the bigger runs are not even, they're not within a tenth of a dB. They're within a few dB. So unless something goes wrong, yes, you already know who's going to win the run. But like I said, with the music averages, to me, that's always been the more fun because it's about your song selection. I didn't like when USAC used to make, I think sometimes they still do, you had to run the USAC tracks. I didn't like that. I think that takes part of the fun out of it.
Yeah. So here's something that somebody brought to me. We were looking for something fun to do, right? Something new. And so the idea was turn the monitor off, give a frequency, right? And let two people compete. And who gets closest to the frequency with the loudest score wins with not looking at a monitor.
I think
or I will say this, and I will say this is
another organization that does that though. Well,
I will say here's something a little different to add a twist to it, and it's something that FCBC. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're out of Kentucky. They're not a big org, but they do things completely different than any other org. They actually run like averages. They'll do averages, and they'll do like 3 different readings of your car, and it changes every time, so you never know what it's going to be. It could be headrest, dash, outside the window. It could be, it's 3 different positions. They get the scores from all of them, and then they average the 3 scores. So I took on Gary Killian at his own wedding with a no-wall truck versus Gary Killian's big giant excursion, and ended up almost beating him because his window score sucked so bad that my other scores averaged up.
Right.
And it puts a whole new twist on it because, guys build for, center of the windshield, guys build for headrest, guys build for, right side of the glass, whatever. They build to tune that spot. But when you throw in the mix, like how they do, where it might not even be on the windshield this time, it might be just your headrest, and they do, what they call the drive-by score, where they put it outside the window.
Yeah.
Like up here, you can roll your window down, crack your window, whatever you want to do, but it's outside, and they'll take those 3 scores. Now, they still have classes. I mean, so like you're not going to stick, a guy with a trunk build in a class with me. Right. But it's kind of an interesting twist with the 3-way averages they do that changes.
Yeah, that's cool.
It really does change the scope of things. Because like you said, I know who's going to win when you pull up. When you pull up at theirs, you have no clue because you don't know where it's going to be until they say, all right, here's the 3 spots.
Yeah.
We may throw in port score just for the hell of it, which, ball guys like me, that would suck.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I got a fart box that has a 175 port score versus, this, which has a crap port score. Well, guess what? They might just take me out of the running.
I like that.
And like I said, really cool concept.
That throws it up in the air where you don't know.
Oh, yeah, it definitely takes everything and shakes it up. The only downside is like they only actually host shows in like one spot. So they don't actually travel. It's like everybody comes to them. Yeah. That's the downside, which sucks. It's Ed and Mindy Ramos, and they're really good people. Awesome people. But like I said, it's kind of a twist. Like I said, I mean, you should holler at them and see about integrating possibly something along them lines with it. Because it's like I said, it's a different thing. It's so different. Yeah, but they're all music averages. They're all 30. You do 130, 145, and I think 160. Depends. They just change it up as it goes. So you don't know when you walk in that day what you're going to look at. You just know that, hey, I've got these subs, this configuration, and this power, so I'm in this class. But where and how it's getting metered, you're not going to find out till you pull up.
Well,
but now everybody will have to do the same thing that day.
Yeah.
It's like if they're doing these 3 spots, then it's those 3 spots for everybody. But the next show may be 3 different spots, maybe 3 of the same spots.
That's cool. I like it.
All right. Well, we pushed that time limit, and we're down to 8 viewers, so I think we need to wrap it up for the night.
Yeah, man, you're gonna have to save next time, man, because
me
gotta
too.
Keep that viewer, gotta keep that up.
All right. So when did you say you was coming through, Billy? What was that? I wanted this on
The
record.
night before that show, that Chicago show.
Lucha show,
Ah,
When is that? Is that soon?
October 30th.
oh,
That's a couple weeks.
is his show the 30th?
Jimmy's show. I'm just coming to hang.
It's Lucha
I had
show.
to look it up. Yeah, because we've got Halloween and stuff then too. So
Well,
31st.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Halloween
supposed to
is the
decorate all the
31st.
cars.
But see, 31st, you have plenty of time because we're doing it on the 30th. So you can drive back home. I don't want to hear that crying.
Because I'll be
Yeah,
there.
but if
I'll
I
be
have to
coming back
stare at
with you.
Luch all day, I'm not even going to want to do Halloween because I've already seen all the scariness I need to see. Just looking at him.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody for watching us tonight.
So I guess
Thank you, Dan, for coming on and saving our butt. As always, we appreciate you.
Anytime.
or Dan, we're going to play this video and then we're going to end this podcast, but you can watch it if you want to.
All right. I'm down to watch.
Like 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, I think.
Are we going to get banned for it?
No.
Are you Bluetooth to your vehicle?
No,
'Cause
I got
it
mine.
would be fun. It would be fun to play
I
this
bet
on
it
some
would.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? So,
You have to get a video of that one night.
But other than that, y'all, Pensacola, Florida this weekend is
Wake the Dead.
I think the only Base Wars show we got this weekend, right? Is that
Yes,
the only
sir.
one? You're not doing anything. Jordan's doing that one. I don't have any that I know of.
No.
Wake the Dead.
Nobody else has got tents. Chet's got a tent, but he hadn't got shows going yet.
Wake the
So-
Dead.
Wake the Dead.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
Hey, did anybody mention Wake the Dead?
I
think they mentioned
maybe once or
Pensacola.
twice. Wake the
I think
Dead.
it's Pensacola. Is Wake the Dead in Pensacola?
Yeah.
Pensacola,
Wake the
Florida, where
Dead
the
is on the
Angels
way to
are.
Pensacola,
Blue
yeah.
Angels.
On
And
the
all the
way
Blue
from our
Water
house.
and-
Absolutely.
And McGuire's Pub and the Blue Water and
Yeah.
McGuire's Pub and right. But, all right. Well, here's a video for you guys to enjoy. I played it when we started, but this is a fun one. I'll play it again, and I won't do it to y'all again. I won't play it at the end. But since Dan wants to see it, here you go. All right.
I get
See you guys later.
See y'all later.
All right. Bye, guys.